Derp, derpity derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp.
Hello, I'm the Jazz Daddy Critic, and this is a new segment I'd like to call He Made a Musical? So, okay, first, before I do anything, before the camera gets turned or before something random happens, I will recognize the guy. I will recognize the guy behind the camera, Task Force Mind Realm. Go check.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
The CFM realm.
That's TFM Realm. Yeah.
Rawr!
What's the first song you think of when you think of Halloween? No, not Time Warp, not Time Warp. The other one.
He did the mash.
He did the Monster Mash.
Yeah, that's it. Monster Mash, yeah. You see, the guy named Bobby Boris Pickett, who composed that, wrote a musical. Yeah, that's strange. A little background. He wrote the Monster Mash. He wrote this all off of a joke, actually. The Monster Mash song was written off of a joke. Bobby Boris Pickett, his nickname is Boris because, well, when he composed the Monster Mash, it was actually from a joke. Him singing the Diamonds, Little Darlin', in a Boris Karloff impression. They all thought it was super funny, and so they're like, write a song about it. And after that, we did a bunch of stuff trying to relive the success of Monster Mash, but nothing really did it. However, there was one thing that I thought was really good, and nobody knows about it. He wrote a musical called I'm Sorry the Bridge is Out, But You'll Have to Spend the Night. It's a long title, yes, but it's not bad. I mean, nobody knows about it, so how could it be that bad? I mean, things that are super bad even get known, like Manos, the Hands of Fate. This is what we call Rocky Horror Picture Show without transvestites. Okay, thanks. The review's over. The review's over. And this is where it'd stop, and there'd be something, and then it'd come back in like, I'm just kidding. Okay, so. Anyways, yeah, I couldn't do that to you guys. I obviously have more to say because I'm a blabbermouth. So I never stop talking, obviously, and I just want to talk a little bit about this show. This show, I'm Sorry the Bridge is Out, You'll Have to Spend the Night, is a show written by Bobby Boris Pickett that is a horror satire. It starts with John David Wellgood and Mary Helen Merriman. They're fiancé to each other. And their car breaks down, and they go into Dr. Frankenstein. I don't know why I forgot the name Frankenstein. Dr. Frankenstein's mansion. They go in to use the phone, but the phone lines are down. So then what happens after that is a lot of things happen after that. I just forgot what I was going to say. So they go to use the phone. While they're in there, a storm happens, and the bridge gets completely knocked out. Like, it's flooded there. They can't leave. So the two are there, and they're stuck in Dr. Frankenstein's castle. And all the gang is here. All the classic horror characters, not horror fans. I'm a horror fan, but they're not. They're characters. All the classic horror characters are there. Dr. Frankenstein, Igor, Frankenstein's monster, Count Dracula. The Bride of Dracula named Natasha. The Vampirettes, who are basically similar to Crystal Ronette and Chiffon in Little Shop of Horrors, if you will. Renfield, who's this little fly thingy-mabobber. Mama Talbot, who is the mother of the Wolfman, which the Wolfman's there also. And there's Dr. Abdul Nasser, a religious leader of the mummy religion, and then the mummy lives there too. And so hilarity ensues the whole time. So now I would like to go through some of the numbers with you and let you know about how not bad these are. They're not masterpieces by any means, but they're not bad either. You know what? I'll have the music rolled, and you'll get to listen to the first number that I'd like to show you is the title number. I'm Sorry, the Bridge is Out, You'll Have to Spend the Night.
I'm sorry the bridge is out. You'll have to spend the night. It's windy and wet out here in the storm. So come in and get yourself cozy and warm.
So basically that song, I'm Sorry the Bridge is Out, You'll Have to Spend the Night, the title song, is basically them being like, hey, so you want to stay the night? It's pretty much exposition central of the show. And it's one of the big dance numbers, actually, of the show. There's not too many rousing dance numbers, but that would probably be the one if you would find a rousing... Okay, not the only one, but one of the main rousing dance numbers. It fits well. It's not the strongest of all the songs, but I wouldn't find it bad by any means. I don't think the songs in the show are bad. So That's I'm Sorry the Bridge is Out, You Have to Spend the Night. Now, the next song is called Play Your Hunch, sung by Igor, who is very, 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 very upset. And Igor is getting comforted by Mary. Mary's like,
You know, don't feel so down about yourself.
and she sings to him. And yeah, so they sing a duet about him playing his hunch.
Play your hunch,
Play your hunch,
play it smart,
play it smart.
'cause you know way down deep in your heart.
The next song after that is called A Well-Trained Brain. It's Dr. Frankenstein lamenting about how he wants to get his monster the brain he needs to do everything he needs to do as a human being would. And so he just thinks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to target John. I always forget the fiancé to each other's names. So he's saying, oh yes, I'm going to get them a brain from John. So he wants John.
He'll never know what thinking is unless he's got a well-trained brain.
All Eternity Blues is the next song. And All Eternity Blues is Dracula being like, yo man, you know, I've been with you for all eternity. He's singing this to Natasha. And he's just like, you know, I just want someone new. And he's pretty much talking about Mary. So yeah, that happens.
I woke up this evening feeling so low. I should have felt good. It's a full moon, you know.
Our next song is called This Night. Now, this song is basically everybody in the mansion's just like, hey guys, we're here and we're all going to sing about why we think this couple is ours. Because, you know, they all want the couple for their own reason. As I said, Dr. Frankenstein wants him for a brain. Igor wants Mary, just because he likes her. Frankenstein's monster doesn't really have anything to do with them. But, you know, and Count Dracula wants Mary as well to turn into his slave. And then the Bride of Dracula, she's like, yeah, I want John. Everybody wants each other. And then there's the guy who, or the mummy worshiper, who's like, you know what, I need a virgin. So either one of the two would do, but eventually he decides to choose John, which eventually ends up failing. And so that's the end of Act 1, actually. And then so take a listen to This Night, I guess. You would have to listen to that now. So yeah, this is where you listen to This Night.
This night, this very night, I will make history. I'll win gratitude from all humanity.
Alright, our next song is actually my favorite in the production. Somebody's Gotta Do It. Okay, it's basically at the beginning of Act 1 when the people break down. At first, Dr. Frankenstein thinks there are these people that have a body for him. And they actually come, but at the beginning of Act 2, they come knock on the door and they try to give him the body, and Dr. Frankenstein's like, no, I got other plans. They're like, no refunds. He's like, nah, and he shuts the door on them. And so they're standing there at the door, and they're like, you know, we may have a crummy job, but somebody's got to do it, you know. And it's a tango-type song, and these two guys sing it. Now, in this particular recording, I love it. They're both really low bass singers. But if you were doing a production of this, there could be a female and a male. It's not a big problem. But I do really love the original voices. So just take a listen.
Somebody's gotta do it. There's never anyone around when we dig down under the ground.
So the next song is Please Don't Say You Love Me, Just Do It, in parentheses, I love you. So basically this is like the lady being, or the guy being like, I love you, and the lady's like, don't tell me that, just do it. And then you're like, I love you. And yeah, it's pretty insane. This is probably my least favorite number in the show because it's not really put together as well as I thought it is. It doesn't sound bad necessarily. It's just kind of, it doesn't fit because it's so confusing. Like, what does she mean by just do it? Like, Because if you're saying, please don't say you love me, then you're just like, just do it. Are you telling him to say you love it, etc.? It just doesn't fit. I think it didn't really need to be in the show, honestly. There could be a production without it.
Please don't say you love me, just do it. I've been fooled before, but I knew it.
The next song is The Things a Mother Goes Through. This is Mama Talbot, being like, ugh, I have to deal with this werewolf son, and she's a gypsy, you know, and she has this tambourine thing, and it's fun. So, you know, she's lamenting about it, and she's very upset because her son is obviously a werewolf, and there's nothing she can really do about it. So, take a listen. This is one of the better songs, in my opinion.
Is this the way you treat me after all I've done for you? Is this the way that you repay a mother's heart to break into? To have a monster for a son? Tell me, what did I ever do? All the things a mother goes through.
And then the next song. This song is actually one of the most creative in the whole show, I believe. This song is called the Grunt Song. Okay, well, the grunt song, you know, you're like, oh, well, that can mean anything. Well, no. The grunt song is where the mummy meets Frankenstein's monster. And the mummy actually unstraps the Frankenstein's monster from a table he's being strapped to by Dr. Frankenstein, because they're going to do a surgery soon. But Dr. Frankenstein walks out of the room, and the mummy's like, oh, hey, I can save you. And when they first meet, they grunt. And in the song, they're grunting at certain parts of the song. It's just a whole song with grunting instead of lyrics. I think it's very superb. Take a listen. Now take a listen. The next song is called Bride of Dracula. The Bride of Dracula is actually based off of Here Comes a Bride. This is a little weaker of a song. So all of the vampirettes join in this, and even the bride, Natasha, does, about how, you know, he'll treat you like a princess, etc., but then he's really just, his appeal will wear off, basically. So take a listen to The Bride of Dracula.
The Bride of Dracula, to be a vampire's wife, it's nothing like you've ever known, a special kind of life.
Next is a Well-Trained Brave Reprise. Just listen to it. I don't know how to explain it. It's basically the same as the first one.
I must admit I long to hear him call me Dad. He doesn't, but the reason's very plain. Very plain. He would have done it long ago if he'd had a well-trained brain.
And the final song is actually pretty wonderful. I'll tell you how we get to this first. Okay, so everything's going wrong. You see, what happens is this. Dr. Frankenstein, you know, is about to do the surgery. Everything's in place. He's about to swap the brains, and he has something held up to the Frankenstein's monster's head, and the mummy sees it, and then the mummy's like, "Urgh," and like goes in and like destroys Dr. Frankenstein and kills Igor, and both of them are laying there dead on the floor, okay? And, you know, everybody else ends up dying too, because most of the other people are vampires, and they get shredded by the sun because Igor turned the time forward an hour, you know, so they die, and the werewolf curse gets broken, and I think the monsters actually live happily ever after, believe it or not. It's strange, but then what happens is this, you know, they think all the monsters are gone and destroyed, and then what happens is everybody gets back up and sings a finale called They Came Back, basically making fun of the whole premise that even though you think the monsters die at the end of the movie, they come back in the very next sequel. So I think this is a perfect ending.
They came back, we could not know where or when, but they came back, and they're doing it again.
So that was They Came Back, and that is the perfect way to end it. So those are all the numbers. I just wanted you to see a variety of what is in store. Stop. My feet are ticklish, and the cameraman's like,
I want to tickle you for a second on your feet. And I'm like, no, don't do that. I'm sitting in the middle of the bed.
You guys wouldn't get that, but he would.
It's in the middle of the bed.
Sit in the middle of the bed. You
No.
know what? If you want to get it, go watch his Q&A with the two of us.
It's up there. Right there.
Oh, yeah, that's probably where we're going to put a link. Okay.
It's up there. It's up there. It's over there. It's right
Now
there.
let's hope we put the link in the right place. We put it on the opposite end of the screen. Just to trick them. Okay. So, yeah, and one more thing quickly.
It's up there.
Maybe it's down there. Or is it up there? Over there? Over there?
It's
We'll put it
in
at a
his-
slight angle.
It's right there. It's in his face.
That's my face.
Click his face.
So, okay, yeah, that's my face. Anyways, one more thing. There was a film adaptation, but it was bad. That's all I'm going to say about that. Because it just doesn't have the same appeal, etc. And the ending changes and stuff.
And it has pop culture references and like to shove down your throat. Anyways, that's it.
Anyways, I am the Jazz Daddy Critic, and I will see you some other time. I just don't know when because I'm not a common uploader. And I still suck at my life, but I got a tad better by having better stuff. Anyways, go view the two of us. Like I said, that link will be somewhere, wherever we decide to put it at that point. And
There.
I will see you one day later and check out this show. I really want you to because it is excellent. Not a masterpiece, but it is still excellent. And I will see you later. Has it started? I'm thinking of the... I can't even... This is gonna be the highlight of everything. Me not being able to put my... I forgot the word for the body part now. Chin! Chin!
It is fun to do recordings and YouTubes and stuff.
So basically, you're not helping. So basically, what happens is this. John and Ned... It is the not the mummy. Why am I mentioning the mummy? Anyways, we'll start there over.
Do you love me?
No. I'd like for you to listen to it right now. We're listening to it right now. What do we do? What do we do? Anyways, I am the Jazz Daddy Critic. And did you just turn me off? I am the Jazz Daddy Critic. And I am the Jazz Daddy... Why do you do this to me? Anyways, okay.
What do you want, computer?
That's me, not you.
Oh. That was my computer.
I am the Jazz Daddy Critic, and behind the camera there is Task Force My Realm, TFM Realm, and...
You're probably gonna have to redo all of this outro, because I've been slapping myself.
Half the blooper reel is gonna be me laughing at you, mimicking me grabbing my chin. Pretty much. Anyways, I am the Jazz. A Dorkin Snurk. Anyway, a Dorkin Snurk. Oh god.
This is gonna be painful.
It is.
The last, 30 seconds of your video. More like 5, maybe.